Client objections and exactly how to handle them for small agencies. When people say things like the budget's too small, they're not ready, I'm sure you've heard these things before, but everyone struggles with objections unless you've really started to practice and nail them down. Always start to think about, okay, what do I hear the most? What's the most common things that come up? And learn how to handle those things. If you don't, you're just going to keep seeing them over and over again, and it will keep holding you back from making agreements. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, and I've got a few examples. Obviously, please send them in if you've got others that are really common and you see them all the time. Send them in to me. I'd love to maybe drop them in the comments below. Let's have a look at them and maybe we can do another video on them as well. I'm Helen Knight and I am the founder of Creative Business Brain, and I teach small agencies how to double their revenue, how to attract a stream of high value clients on social media. So hit subscribe if you want to hear more about how to do that. I give away a lot of value and I'm always here if you need some help. Most creative people are just worried about sounding very pushy and very salesy in their conversations. So the good news is that you don't have to do traditional sales. You can actually, I call it authentic sales. And it's so important to take people through a process, guide them through questions that you're going to ask them, but you're not going to be really pushy and salesy and just sell yourself. That's not why they're on the call. They're on the call to get some help from you and to get your expert advice. It's so important just to enjoy having a conversation with someone, but to make sure that you're not just, talking about random stuff. You are actually guiding them in the right way and you're helping them see there is a better way to move forwards rather than keep struggling with the situation they've got now. Now, before we dive in, and here's the truth really, most small agencies are still doing things the old-fashioned way, and they're doing the old-fashioned way in lots of different areas of the business. And I would say proposals are definitely one of the biggest things that you can change in your business that will save you so much time. So many people are still sending out very detailed proposals that have taken them hours and hours to put together when actually you don't need to do that anymore. If you are doing things a new way and you are in control of a conversation with someone, you take them through exactly why they've got a problem, exactly understanding that problem really, really well, and what the solution from your perspective should be. And you help them see something in a new way, help them to understand how to actually get to where they want to go in a much easier way, okay, then you don't actually need to write that proposal anymore. It's just about understanding how to stay in control of the whole process, how to stop them doubting you, how to stop them comparing you to other people, and stopping them delaying the process. If you want to make agreements with confidence, you need to stop hiding behind proposals. You've got to be brave in business, you've got to have courage, and you've got to lead with real conversations. I think that's one of the things that I see so often. People think you can handle objections in the email and in PDFs. You can't. It's impossible to know what's going on in that person's mind unless they're sat in front of you and you're asking them the right questions. So here we go. Here are some of the common ones. Number one, if you hear a lot of concerns about budget, which I'm sure you do, and people say, oh, we can't afford it, it's not in our budget at the moment, and they just want to put it off, they want to wait till they've got a substantial chunk of money to spend. You can say something like, okay, I totally understand. Most of our clients felt that way when we first met them, but what they found was if we can come up with a solution that works for both of us, then we can actually turn that investment around and make sure that you're increasing whatever it is they focus on, increasing the conversions, increasing the retention, whatever it is that they're concerned about. We can turn that around and make sure that this project pays for itself within the next so many months. Okay. So it's about really understanding someone's concerns, helping them feel at ease, helping them feel more certainty that everything's going to be fine. Okay. Now, obviously, you can't just make that up. It's got to be genuine. It's got to be real. But once you understand what you're offering someone and how it makes a big impact, you can then handle objections in a much more easy way and yeah, feel much more confident about it as well. Number two, a lot of people have objections around timing, okay? So the client might say something like, "We're not ready yet," okay? Now, if someone says that to you, you could say something like, "I hear you. Can I ask you something?" They'll be like, "Yeah, sure. What would you need to hear, or what would you need to be true for you at the moment to be ready? How would you know, basically, when you're ready?" So you have to clarify the details because someone can just say something and try and fob you off when actually, if you don't understand enough about the situation, if you know more, you can actually deal with it a lot better. So sometimes you have to dig in a bit more and understand a little bit more about what they're actually telling you. You can say something like, "It's not always about the timing, you know, we all have the same 24 hours a day. Sometimes it's just about prioritizing that time and making sure that what we're doing can fit into some prioritized time. We can work together on that and make sure that it does fit your schedule or something like that." Also, a lot of the time people don't need more time, they just need a bit more clarity and understanding. So you might want to say something like, "Sometimes it's just about needing a bit more clarity. Once we map out what that looks like for you in the next few months and we work on that together, you'll know exactly when the time is right and we can start putting some plans in place and agreements in place. Is that okay?" So yeah, it's just about guiding them. People aren't very natural about guiding people sometimes. They just usually take the first thing they say to them and just go, "Oh, okay." So like they just accept whatever the first thing they tell you, when most of the time in a conversation like this, people won't tell you what's really on their mind straight away. They'll probably try and fob you off with some other excuses. But when you actually dive in a lot deeper, you can see that that first objection wasn't the real objection. It's probably something that's like maybe 3 layers deep. If you imagine an onion and there's layers of an onion, so the outside is probably the first thing they'll tell you that the reason why they can't do it. But then when you start to dig deeper, there's other things that come up and other things that come up in the conversation, where as long as you're knowing how to handle each of those things and you get to the core, the real issue, and if you can solve the real issue, then they will actually want to work with you. Okay, so sales is definitely a skill. I would definitely watch loads of sales training and get some help with your sales if you're struggling with that side of things. Number three, often there's objections around trust, okay? And I think everybody gets this, so don't worry, it's not just you. People say things like, "Oh, we've tried this before." You can say to them, "Sure, I totally get it. What's specifically didn't work for you last time?" Okay. Now, if you don't understand the situation, what actually really happened and the detail of what happened last time, you won't be able to actually compare it to what you do and why your solution is better, different, and you can actually help them see why it's actually a better way to do something. So you could say, "Let's unpack this together because the reality is that not all processes are the same. We all do things differently, and you can explain your way of doing something and you can start helping them understand, okay? You can say something like, once our clients see that the difference and they start to understand why we do it in this way, they start to get a lot better results, they get their time back, or whatever it is that you're improving for them." Just remember, in when you're doing design for people, it has a result of that work. Okay, so it's not just about doing the design, it's about what that design does for them. Does it save them time? Does it make connections easier? Does it send them more traffic? I don't know what it does, but for that specific audience, it's going to do something that's very important to them. So next time you hear an objection, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. It's actually a really good sign. It shows that there's something there that is needed to reassure them. It's there to, it means that they're asking a question, really. They're trying to work out how they can make it work. And it's important to not just think it's a rejection straight away. Often it's not. Often it's just the fact that you need to help them understand something, help them see something in a different way. So, yeah, so don't worry about it. What I would do is write down all the objections you get and start to work out the best way to handle each one of them, okay? And just practice, practice, practice until you're really confident on your cause. But remember, you can't handle objections hiding behind proposals. You can't handle objections in the emails. That just really does not work. So you do have to get brave, get in front of people. Even if it's over Zoom, it's totally fine. And you've got to really get on those calls and start practicing having those conversations. That's how you start to win. That's how you start to grow, not just as a business, but you become a really good leader as well at the same time, because sales makes you a really good listener. It makes you a really good teacher, and you'll start to stay in control of your business a lot more. So, like this video, if you would like to hear more videos like this, or if you just enjoyed this today, please let me know and let's have a little chat in the comments as well. If you would like to have a bit more help, please reach out anytime. I'm on LinkedIn, I'll drop the link below. Have an amazing week.